Hi, fellow travelers. I hope you're traveling well. And in case you're not, it's time to self reflect. It's time to share how the healing is going. We're at such a time where there is a rush in everything. And normally we rush because we think that we are out of time and we think that we are actually going to some kind of goal. And I wanted to share with you something that can awaken us all and give us awareness to this journey. When we learn who we are and we really take time to discover all that has been covered about our true nature, we come to a realization that we are here and we are infinite beings. And when we leave this manifestation, we have another chance to finish whatever we still feel we want to finish. That's why the Eastern way of philosophy of spirituality tells you about the endless wheel of birth and death. But that's not so bad. Honestly, if you really feel there are certain things you need to work through, don't despair. Don't feel like there is never time. We are all so afraid because that's what we've been taught. And those who tell us that, oh, we are the bodies, therefore we are born to sin, we are born into sin, we are sinners, we are this. By somebody telling you that, they're actually attaching you to the body, which has no compass, which is really not you. You are the indweller. You're the one who has the mind. But the mind has to be grown. It has to come to an awareness to know itself. In other words, we are gods of sort rediscovering ourselves. We are a manifestation of the greatest one. If we have this intelligence, it means that the one who made us has more intelligence and is infinite, is omnipresent, and is unlimited. We can't actually truly and fully understand it all, but simple things first, because I love to decode life, and I'm realizing that the more you understand all these terms behind, the more you come to realize that actually life is not that complicated. The more you miss the simple by looking for what is unnecessary, the more you gather a lot. I remember when we were young and we used to write essays, they would tell us to summarize and it would be on point, and that would be in regard to what you're doing. And then I remember when you could just write because you didn't know and you were just doing irrelevances, and the teacher would mark and say IRRE, irrelevant. Like, and we find that in life we have so many irrelevances, and that is because of the fear. We have all been indoctrinated to feel that we are never enough. We are competing against one another. We ought to be like so and so, when in real sense, we are very different people. We We are not even sure of why we're here. But from your own lessons, you can at least understand that this is my weakness. I have to work on it. It becomes very helpful to start looking inward. And number one thing we all ought to do is to fight the fear. And fear comes because of lack of understanding. So everything that is told to us, we think this is it. Or if I don't do this, this will. So you find we become prisoners of our minds, prisoners of our bodies, prisoners of our insecurities. And when you really understand who you are, how you manifested here, and how you will unmanifest, that knowing, because familiarity causes sometimes contempt, or it causes conformity. So because we've all been taught according to the fish tree theory, whereby everyone is judged according to that same gauge, to that same degree, you find that we are all weighing. We've been taught to self-judge. We've been taught to self-discourage. We've been taught to actually dislike ourselves. And for anyone to take away your power and really make you a good slave to whatever they throw at you, they have to first make sure that you don't know who you are. Because if you know you are the indrainer, and you know you are the master of your body, and you know you are the master of all the assets you're given, then no one will come without consulting you and just tell you anything. But because we are on the rush, we are just running around aimlessly. We are chasing that which is unchaseable. And we do not know. That's why you see that we talk and read about the richest people. Yet when you look at what they are doing, they are the poorest. Their actions are showing that they are not rich at all. Have you ever considered that? To be really wealthy, to be really content, and to be satisfied, you can show that, oh, I've eaten, I can give, I can share. But how much of that do you see from the so-called achievers? The people we choose to be our leaders, they in turn become our I don't know how even to term it, but I guess you understand it completely. Anyone you say that you may be asking, they'll become masters over you, whether you know it or not. You go to consult, and before you know that, the person has taken over your powers, and they're instructing you. They're telling you, do this. This is how you should live. This is what you should do. This is, in other words, they strip away all your power to make your own decision, even to know. Now you look at the way sometimes our lives are, and you've been somewhere, you've had an experience. That experience ought to teach you what is good for you and what is not good for you. What happens? The people you think are meant to protect you start pushing you, you know. In other words, we are selling everything. We are selling our souls. We are selling our minds. We are selling the life in these bodies. All for what? For lack of knowledge. May we all come to the true awareness and awakening to who we are. May we all be able to find peace that transcends all understanding. May we all be able to feel safe and okay. And we can only get that when we go inside. The way things are looking, the only one you can depend on is yourself, not even on your mind or your body, but on the indweller who manifested, who came with you, who was before you became the body. May we all remember and become members again to the infinite and universal life force and harmony and love. For anyone who is suffering, go to the bottom of why you think you're suffering. Pain is pain, but suffering is more of illusion because nothing is actually there. When you are in pain, you can't be suffering because you'll be feeling the pain. You'll be tending to the pain. But when you're not in pain, then you can think about it and then suffer because of your view about it, because of the reasons you've created for yourself. You'll start saying, why me? Why this? Why that? But when you know that some of these things are part of life, and actually, I don't know, maybe you agreed to go through that so that you know the grace and the strength and the bravery you have, then life becomes simpler and easier. When we choose to go easy, life starts becoming easier and easier, not in one go, but you start getting hope that things will get better. Is it going to be easy? It's not, but it's worth a try. If we all started not being afraid of being by ourselves, of actually finding our peace and love and destination before we get involved with so many other things, life will be more enjoyable and it will be full of joy, for we will have a conscious living. We will know our whys and why nots. May you be able to find yourself above it all. May we all be able to wholly and fully accept and love ourselves the way we were created. Many are fighting different battles within themselves because they can't be someone who can never be like you, who will never be you, has been given powers to judge you, to tell you what you ought to be. So may we all be able to look at the logs in our eyes before we can look at sprinters in our brothers and sisters' eyes. By the time we have taken care of the logs in our eyes, we will have enough awareness to know that it is all oneness, it is all expressions of source, and we will learn to accept it and love it all. Much love and blessings to you all.